Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. This is your host, Dr. Peter. So we are looking at our instruments starting with Dxy on the weekly time frame. Now, our trade has been super consolidating in this region. Even though it's consolidating, there are big movements that you can see in this area, and we just want to trade right. When we had this price action, I was telling us that this thing is not done. We're still going to break low, and price broke low and reacted violently to the upside. And so for about 2 weeks in a row now, we've been seeing a push to the upside. Now, this to me does not look like the end of this structure to the downside, but at the same time, you never say never, but we have to look at the internal structure of the microstructure to decide what to do or what is next. There's still chance for price to break low one more time, probably the last time, before we see a reversal or a bigger correction to the upside. Either two, we have thought that we've done a wave 1, 2, a 3, 3, 3, 4 here, and 3, 5, that we are in a bigger wave 4. Now, this, of course, could turn to be the end of a bigger wave 4, and that we are seeing a wave 5 to the downside, but it doesn't look like it's completed. But at the same time, this could turn to be a bigger, much bigger wave, that this will be an A of wave 4, a B of wave 4, and these, without breaking the top, a C of wave 4 before we have the last impulse to the downside. We expect wave 5 to be an impulse in an ending structure. So on the weekly time frame, the appearance of this price action is suggestive that of the fact that we still have liquidity below this. If the price was just forced to the upside, and I won't be surprised if at the end of the day we push more lower. But right now we are correcting. Are we done with this correction to the upside? We are going to now look at the daily time frame. The weekly time frame is telling us that there are still possible liquidity below here with this price action. We need this to close properly before we see a push, and we might still have that. Now on the daily time frame, on the DXY, so we can see the push to the upside. Now this push to the upside, this is the wave 4 that we said, the wave 4, 4 of 3, 5 of 3, and this 5 of 3, of course, is completed. You can see the ending structure, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For that wave 5 to be completed, or 5 of 3. And we need something similar around this area to finish this correction. So it might just be that this is 1, 2, 3. Once the fourth wave, or it might just be the 1, 2, 3 of the ending structure as a wave 1, as a 3 wave, and this might be going as a wave 2. Might just be you might see price turn to the downside again, but we need to follow this. A break outside here may be trouble for other currency, which might mean that the dollar might be gaining strength again. So a break out of here. But what are we going to get? We'll see. Otherwise, this might just be a 1, 2, 3 of that wave 1, and a 1, 2, 3, to the upside of the wave 2, and a wave 3 impulse, and some correction with 5, then before we turn to the upside. It can be anything, but we have to be ready for it. But right now, this is an A, B, C move. And is this done? This plays as, is serving as a resistance now for the price. Of course, we can push up to this area. These are area of liquidity that price may come to between here, this week and this week. These are the areas that the price may eventually turn to the downside. Now, in trying to trade these, I would think that price is still capable of coming to this area to grab liquidity before coming to the downside. Now, this is seen as a correction until the price begins to break structure to the downside again. And ultimately, breaking this low means that we are back to the downside. But let's look at the structure more on the lower time frame. This is the 4-hour time frame. To plan our strategy. Now, price broke from this resistance to create another support here. So this support is crucial for price not to break. This immediate structure here, it's very crucial for price not to break. And ultimately, price breaking this support means that the DXY would have lost its bullishness again. So what we want to see is this correction, if it's just a correction, because price has a knack for trying to convert a resistance to support. So will this be a support for price to turn? So if you are going to buy dollar, these are areas you must look for your buying opportunity and your stop loss just below here. You don't want to do more than that. So if price comes here and gives you a price action, we might have a goal, one more go to the upside to tap this area. To tap this area here between 99 and this area, but majorly this area here and this area here. So where we have the liquidity. So between 99,600 and 99, maybe 100, we might see price come to that area before we see a change of this trend again. But for now, this looks like an A, B, and a C. And to guide that we are done with this wave, because this immediate wave, price had broken out. If you draw a trend support, price had broken out on the 4-hour time frame, telling us that this immediate wave is completed and we are doing a possible correction or a change of direction to the downside. But again, before we can confirm that this has changed direction, there are two things you must have at the back of your mind: breaking below here and breaking below here. But in the immediate, if you draw your trend support from here to join this area up, once the price cross and breaks that, it might be an indication. But price may just come to react at that trend support. Let me show you what I meant. So this is the trend support now. So you can see from here to here, price breaking this one, we have been selling for quite a while. So it's telling us that momentum is being lost and the buyers are gradually coming in. Of course, buyers gradually coming in does not mean that they cannot still go back to the downside. But this is the ultimate area that the price may want to test. So price correcting around this area tells me that price is going to break, except we begin to break structure again to the downside. So price correcting like this means that price is going to break this area to test around this area without breaking 99,800. Without breaking 99,800, price may walk up to this area if it fails around this area of support and this area. So the area to look for your buy will be around this area. And if price breaks down, then you look for your sell if it retraces. But What are we seeing on the configuration? Because if it's the correction, we expect correction not to break beyond 168. So we can see the first wave here, the second wave here, the third wave. Now this third wave, if it's going to grow into a bigger correction, they might go up and make this an ABC of a W, an X, and turn down to be a Y. That would be a much bigger correction if that happens. But if this coming to the downside breaks beyond 1618, then it's not a correction anymore. It's an impulse. So what I meant is this, because we have to understand the fractal nature of the market and how this can play out. This can play out to be an A, B, C, but the 1618 extension of this initial A, B, C, it's at this area, just below this yellow trend support. So if it comes there without breaking this area and we see a bounce to the upside, then that means probably the correction may have ended around this area. Now, this to the upside again, going up, price may go up without breaking this area and come down one more time. So that means it's a bigger correction that it's going to get. So this will now turn, if price should break this resistance around this area, 98,281 to the upside, then it has ended this as a wave C here, and everything would have turned to a W, ABC of a W. Then this will go up as an X if it does not break here. And we may have one more, thrust to the downside as a Y, which may come around this area. So you must watch out for all of that. If you get a buy here, it's temporary. If the price does not break this area, so if the price breaks this area, your buy is good, has to go up. But if it breaks down, first, comes to this area breakdown, then you're in a Y. So you quickly would have to recalibrate, your head to know where it's going to fall. We might be resting on this trend support if you're going to get a much bigger correction or go further down. Now let's look at euro dollar. Now I'm going to be faster since I've spent much time. So you just, use the idea I gave you on DXY. You use that to decode other instruments. So the same thing here, it could turn out to be, this may be a much bigger structure. A couple of things could play out here, because this fourth wave correction may not have ended, even though we had two here, with two here on the bigger time frame. So this may not have ended. This could have been an ABC of a W, and this may be an X to the upside, or an AB, of course, A, where we can say it's probably an ABC. So this may be an A and a B, and this is testing around 1, 2, 3. So if one should come down, it may give us a running flat. So if this is giving us a running flat, then we might see this one push more to the downside without breaking the low, and that would be a running flat. Without breaking the low, it will be a running flat, maybe around 618, retracement of this movement from top to down, but not more than 76.4. So that would be a running flat. But price breaking this low, it's a shift for us. It will be a shift for us. So this still looks like an ABC on the daily time frame, and this looks like a C wave on this time frame. So we need to see this particular wave may grow into a triad, which is typical of a C wave on a longer time frame, because this might just have an A, B, and in a C wave might just have an A of C, B of C. This may be growing as a B of C, then a C of C without breaking low. So let's shift to the 4-hour time frame. I think it's the same that you expect. Yes, it's the same. price may test around this area without breaking this area, because this may just be the first move, ABC. So price without breaking this area may retest around this area without breaking here and turn to the downside. And we may see a further downside to test around this area of support, around 1500 area of support without breaking this area. So of 15600 or 14600, between 14600 and 1500, we might see this testing or around this area. So we need to pay more attention. But price breaking up from here means that it has turned bullish again. So this will be ultimate area for price to break. Price breaking 17,550 to the upside means we are turned bullish again. Of course, price also may find resistance, with this trend resistance here, these. So price may hit that. But for now, treat this one as an ABC to look for a sell here and your stop loss around this area, not more. So you don't want to reach more than between here and here. If you get an entry, you don't want to risk more than 26 pips or 25 pips. Now let's look at pound USD. Pound USD, almost the same. Everything is turning out to be the same. Yeah, pound USD, everything is turning out to be. So this will be a major resistance area, and this zone will be a major resistance area for price to come to. And if this one is going to go to become more probably bullish, then these may turn. You watch for what price is doing here. If it's correcting to turn up, that might be super bullish. But I still think that the price may push more lower after this correction. So we have to wait for what the price is doing. The price may have done an ABC of A here, a B wave here, and probably a C wave to break low. These are areas the price may come to between here and here without breaking this low. Price breaking this low means that we are bearish again on pound USD. Price breaking this low, we are bearish again. But for now, we still can go up and we test around this area without breaking this low, and we go bullish again. NZD USD. NZD USD also, it's giving us a similar wave. We might see correction without breaking this low, this resistance around this area. This will be an area for you between here and here, an area for you to look for your sell again without breaking this area. Price breaking above this area means that, we are bullish again. But the price has, from what I can see, if it's going to push down, this may just be an A here, a B wave, and a much C wave. C wave retesting between this area 56200 and the 55900 or 5600. That 200 pips area or 20 pips area might be an area to watch for price to come to after this correction. You might just have one more trust downside. Then yen, dollar yen also, is capable of coming to retest up here. There was one video that I did. Unfortunately, price didn't actually test around this area. We expect price to come down a bit more down before this up thrust, but price has given us what it has given us. So what we should wait for now is price retesting around this area. Let me show you. Price retesting around this area, price coming to this zone. You can pick up your buy here, and yeah, small risk and your stop loss below here. Price breaking below here means that this is it's done with this movement, because it could be done really with this movement, and it could change structure anytime. But I think there's a tendency for price to still push much higher if it does not break this support here. Again, the trend support here might come handy, for us to know what price is going to do. On the daily time frame, if price will react around this area to push more higher, then we should, on the daily time frame, look for a resistance around this area. That means price will break this area, then we should look for resistance around between this area here, 154,700 area. These are areas, and this area here or here, between this zone, anything around this area, we should look for price to push down again. It's becoming a more complex structure here for us. Very, very complex structure here for us. And that's what the price is building. And after this area, this might just coincide with when dollar is going to crash. But ultimately, we don't expect price to break here. Price breaking this area, 158 or 15900, means that we are back bullish. But these are areas that we want to see price exactly around 154, 900 or 155. Price should back down. If I bring down my structure to see where exactly I'm expecting price, if it breaks above, is around this area, really, around 153, 300, between 153, 300 and 155, 154, maybe 800 area. So let's look at Euro Yen. All the yen pairs they are gearing for a drop, a big drop. For now, this is seen as on this time frame, a 1, a 2, probably a 3, a 4, and probably the last 5 waves, or that they are still creating the 4th wave here. Is as an A, B, C, but it looks as if this 4th wave is done, and this is wave 1 of 5, 2 of 5. We are within wave 3 of 5. Price breaking the low of this 172. In case you want to put a sell stop, these are the area you can put your sell stop around 172, 160. Price coming to break this area means that we are in for that big correction. So for now, if you are going to have a wave 4, you shouldn't take this low, and price will still push a bit more higher. If you are buying, all you can do is, try to trail the stop loss for buying, because this can crash anytime. Then the last one is gold. Gold. Let's look at gold on the weekly time frame. Gold on the weekly time frame still appears bullish, but I'm going to show us something. Yeah, still appears bullish, but in this bullishness, you know that we just got out of this wave 4 triangle, and price has been soaring higher and higher. But what you will see is that after this move, the wave 1 and the wave 2 was created here. We are yet to spot a wave 4, and that wave 4 should break the trend support we're going to have from here to here. But we are seeing the loss of momentum here around this area as well. You can see the price, wedge into deviating to the right side of the screen, means that the momentum is being lost, but it is still bullish. But being bullish now, we don't want to break the low of here. If you should break the low of this week, that is 678, it means that we've turned bearish. So that big correction or bigger correction is imminent, but you don't want to buy. Sell now. You have to wait for also the right time to buy. On the daily time frame, what can we see on gold? Now, this is wave 1 and this is wave 2. You may think that this is wave 4, but it has not actually lost the trend support around this area. So it has not lost that trend support. But I think that the wave 3 is nearing its end. The wave 3 is almost burning out. So after we do this wave 3 and we break the trend support properly, and that will give us a wave 4, something like this. And we may have one more push to the upside before a big fall. Now, what is happening on the 4-hour time frame? on gold. Even on the day time frame, this is a place to break now. Breaking 36.12. 36.12 means that it's a bigger correction. On the 4-hour time frame on gold, on the 4-hour time frame on gold, then what I can see, you may think that price may still correct more deeper. Price had gone beyond 78. It broke above, maybe around 90. We are seeing correction around 90. So if the correction around 90, can price to give us an A, B, C, break one more time to the downside, grabbing liquidity here before going up. That may happen. If that happens, that may actually now be the way forward that we've been expecting, something like this, if price would do that. Otherwise, I'd see some bullishness around this area. This may have finished the 4th wave of wave 3, and this may be going to the upside to finish up with 5 of 3. And before that, bigger correction, something of this magnitude, before we go turn up one more last time. In this bullishness, price may really touch 39,000 or 3,900 before we see that fall. But we need to follow what is happening. So on the 1-hour time frame on gold, let's see, 1-hour time frame of gold. As long as the support zone between 37.22 and 37.34 is preserved, then this is still super bullish. We can see that ABC wave, and then the turn of probably a 1-2, a 1-2 and a 1-2 here, a 1-2, a 1-2 here. So this will be the support. Now the micro support is around 37.44, 37.34, because this may actually pull down as a correction of the entire run from here to the upside. So without taking this micro support at 37.34, then we should see this turning up again to break up. Except if this one to turn to a more bigger correction of an ABC, which is a regular flat. Yeah, a regular flat. It could still give us an irregular flat of an ABC and 100 extension around the area, this area, grabbing liquidity without breaking 37.08, then price may turn sharp to the upside. So anything is possible. So if you are doing anything around this area, you have to be cautious. Watch for reaction between this area of 37.34 and 37.44. That 10 units. It's where you look for your reaction to the upside if you're going to get that. So with that, I've come to the end of this week update. Trade with care, trade cautiously, don't overload. You can only commit small lot size once you've confirmed the direction. These areas are areas of 50-50 that anything can happen. Bye.